So here's what I think I'm gonna do. Oh, we're starting recording. Hi, everybody. So if anybody has a question, please unmute yourself and yell at me or put it in the chat. And then if there's like something in the chat that I haven't looked at in a second, someone just yell at me and be like, Courtney, there's a question in the chat and you should check it, and then I'll check it. But otherwise, I'm just gonna go through it. So let's get started. All right, so I think the first thing we should start with is the rock camp song. So I'm assuming that everybody has watched the rock camp song, correct? The video that I did before. So we all, don't laugh at me. So we've got, hold on, I got distracted. So we've got 3 chords in our rock camp song, right? We start with E, because we are in the key of E major. And so everyone's like clear on where that is, no questions on where to find that on your keys. We got our E. So the rock camp song starts with, and what I'm doing here with my fingers is the same thing that I was doing in the video. I'm playing octaves with my left hand, so I'm using my thumb and my pinky. I'm using my pinky on the lower one, on this lower E down here, and then my thumb on the top one. That's a full octave. They're 8 steps apart. And I'm playing 2 eighth notes. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, there's two beats on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does that a whole bunch. It does that, I think, 4 times for the intro. And then we come in on the verse. We came to rock, we're here to roll. And you can of course bring your arms out. You can do whatever you want, as long as you're hitting those 2 eighth notes. You can throw up some of these. You can throw up some of these. One of these, whatever you want. Came to rock, we're here to roll, making some noise, taking control. And that's when we go, you can either go up or down to the A. Let me see what's most comfortable for me, what I'm gonna do today. I think I'm gonna go down to the A as opposed to going up to the A. Whatever is most comfortable for you, go for it. But I'm gonna go down for the chorus. And so instead of 2 eighth notes on the chorus, it's quarter notes. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're just on every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go up to the beat. So I'm going to take it from the verse, and then I'm going to go through the first chorus, and I'm going to show everybody when to switch. You know, we're going to count together, so we're just going to go through the first little bit.
So does everybody know where they're, first off, I want to say awesome job, everyone. On your E's, if you can't do that reach, because for me, my hands are whittle, and it's hard for me to do that reach. I have whittle hands. So I end up just doing, an octave with both hands, my left and my right hand, if you want to practice it. Yeah, or just do one note, right? Just one note works too. And then does everybody know where their E note is? Just so we make sure. Does everyone know where their E is on their piano? Give me a thumbs up if you do. And if you don't, we'll show you. Ish, Jack. So let's see, can we see a piano here? You can see a piano there, right? So you see your C is this thing right here, where your double black is. Find where your double black is. Do your C, your E is right there. So C, D, E. If you know your ABCs, E. Does that make sense? Does everyone know? Oh, Aaron's got the stickers. That always helps too, the stickers on your piano. If you want stickers, Rock Camp does have stickers. We can get you some. Right there. Nice, Hillary. So C, D, E. And then the same thing, do we all know where our A is? So if you're talking about your A, and Courtney showed us in the video, but it does get intimidating when we get to this point in the game. So we're just going to walk up C, D, E. Your next white key is an F. Your next white key is a G. And then your alphabet starts over. Your notes start over. Your A. So do we know where the A is? Give me a thumbs up if you found your A. Cool. And then your B is the very next white key. Your B will be the next one. Right? So from your A to your B is that very next white key. But we just want to make sure everybody does know which notes we're talking about. So everybody feel good? Got a couple of new students in here. Awesome.
Hey, Talia, how do I make it so I can see everyone's face on my screen? Because all I see is me and you, and I want to see all my rock camp friends.
You have to go to gallery view, not speaker view. And are you using a cell phone?
I am on a cell phone.
Does anyone remember how to do it on the cell phone? Hillary, maybe?
Yeah, I think you just swipe your screen over. I think that's how you do it on a phone.
Whoa!
Does that work? Look at all these people here.
Incredible. I love it. Hi, everybody. Hello, Erin and Talia and Hillary and Django and Jack and Sydney and Kashmira. It's so good to see all of you. Thanks for joining the Keys group, Cool Kids Club. So as Talia just said, we've got our E and our A and our B. I'm gonna take it right here so you guys can see what I'm doing with my hands. So here's my keys. As Talia said, we've got our C right here. And then up here's D. And so here's our E. This is the key that we're in. And so again, if you can't reach with your hand like this, because you know we've got our little baby hands, we've all got baby hands. You can use your pointer finger, you can use your thumb, you can use both your pointer fingers on each of your hands to do an octave. You can do an octave with two hands. Bang, bang. And then whatever's comfortable for you. Again, I said that in the video, you know, whatever makes your hand not hurt, because what's important is that you're stretching your hand so you're comfortable, but you don't want carpal tunnel, because that will happen. So make sure you're doing what is most comfortable for you and the size that you have for your hand. So I'm starting right here. This is my octave. This is the octave where we're starting. We're on E. And so if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm playing 2 eighth notes on the very first beat. So they're called eighth notes because there's 8 of them in a measure of 4. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, then the eighth notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's why they're called eighth notes. And then quarter notes are just 1, 2, 3, 4. And so these first couple of bangaroos on the rock camp song, these are 2 eighth notes that are on the first beat. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We came to rock, we're here to roll, making some noise, taking control. And this is where you can either go up or down to A. So as I was explaining, I'm gonna go down, but it's up to you if you want to go up. It's all A. It really depends. The reason I like going down is because as you go lower on the keys, it kind of gives you a deeper sound. But if you want to go up, it'll give you a bit of a brighter sound. So it's totally up to you. So choose one. I think I'm going to go down. If you want to follow me and go down just so it's easier for you to watch, then totally do it. So down to A, we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 down. And if you count up, you go 1, 2, 3. So the A note, so Talia was talking about the double black notes you've got here. So you've got 2 black notes and you've got 3 black notes. So your E is right at the top of these double black notes. And your A, you see how there's, let me get a nice little, Sorry, it's hard to film pianos. So we've got our 3 here. And so there's 2 in the middle. And A is the one that's higher up. And then the next note, there's only 3 notes that's in the rock camp song. There's E, A, and then 1 up from that is B. And those are the 3 notes that you need to know to play this song. So is everybody clear on that? Does anybody have any questions? Does anyone want any clarification? Raise your hand, let me know. Yell at me, let me know what's up. We're all good? Well, then I'm gonna keep on going. So if you're like this, take your pointer fingers out like this. If you're using an octave, find your E octave. Everybody find your E. Remember, you've got your double black notes, and then the E is the one that's directly above the top black note on that double black note bit. So I'm just going to count, and so we're all going to get used to playing those 8 notes together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the rhythm on the verse. So when we're singing, we came to rock, we're here to roll, making some noise. Ooh, I'm just gonna, bang my whole arm into my piano. That's fine. So that's what you're doing on the verse. And then the rhythm is different on the chorus, but I think it's actually a little bit easier because we're just hitting quarter notes. So if you want to slide down to your A, remember that's the top, middle, white note. You got your 3 black notes. If these are your 3 black notes, then the top one in the middle is your A. So the rhythm on this one is just straight quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for playing. Everyone, if you are needing some guidance, Talia's got the keys on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then eventually we'll go up to the B, and the rhythm is the same on the B. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the chorus, there are 3 measures, I believe. Each other. I was wrong. It's way more than 3. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down. So there are 6 measures of playing that A, which means you'll count to 4 6 times during the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then those last 2 are when you slide up to the B. So that is a whole step up from the A. So find yourself at your A and just go right up to the next white note to the right of that one. So the last 2 measures are your B. Same rhythm, just switch them up and count to 4 2 times. We build each other up, not tear each other down. And then it goes back over to the verse, and we slide on back up to that E, and the rhythm is those 8th notes again.
So something that helps me, because counting is really good to practice, for sure, to get that feel of it. But eventually, counting is going to drive you nuts, right? If you're going to be like, I don't want to. I go to bed and all I hear is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's good, even if you're not the singer of the band, it's good for you to learn the song on the vocals, right? Learn at least what the singer is singing, because you can train your brain that the second time you sing, we build each other up, that you're going to go up to that B for the second, not tear each other down. And so sometimes it's easier to remember the songs and the changes by learning what they call a vocal cue. So you'll hear when Courtney's singing the first time, we build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear. See how my voice changes too? Not tear each other down. And that also is another vocal cue that you're going to go where? Where do we go next? Somebody let us know, not Courtney or Hillary. What happens after that chorus? Anyone?
Back to the E. Back to the E.
Back to the E, which is also called the verse. So the verse section, right? So this song has the intro, which there's no singing. Then it has the we came to rock, that's called a verse. And then build each other up is called a chorus. All right, Courtney, take us away from the chorus going back to the verse.
Thank you so much, Talia. So as Talia said, switching up to the B, you could count 6 whole measures, or you could remember the words in the chorus are, we build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up. And then on that second, not tear each other down, on the word tear is where you go up to the B. We build each other up, not tear each other down. Another time, we build each other up, and then on the word tear, not tear each other down. And then we're back into the verse. Slide on up to your E one more time, and we're hitting those 8th notes. We came here to get loud, showing up strong and proud, saying yeah to the status quo. Here we are putting on a show. And then, so there's those 4 lines in the second verse, and then it's back into the second chorus, which is the exact same as the first chorus. So you already know the chorus, so good job. We slide back down to the A or up to the A, whichever one you're doing, up or down, and the rhythm is exactly the same. Does everyone feel comfortable enough to maybe go through the intro, the first verse, and the chorus together? How are we feeling? I see some nods. I see a nod. Oh my gosh, are we getting the song? We're getting it. Let's get it, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go through it. Drummer's gonna count us in. We're on the E.
We're here to rock, we came to roll, making some noise, taking control. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down. Came here to get loud, showing up strong and proud, saying yuck to the status quo. Here we are putting on a show. We build not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down.
Roll call. So thank you for pausing it, because this is what we're going to talk about. So this is the one part of the song where it doesn't follow the structure that we've been just learning, where you're going, you know, the 8th notes on the E and then the quarter notes. Instead of going up to E here, like last time when we went back into the verse, this is the roll call. It only happens once in the song. And instead of going to E, we go back down to A. So we end the chorus on our B. So that's where we're starting here. Not tear each other down. And so instead of going up to the E, we go back down. If you're looking down at your keys, it's to the left, right where you just were, 1 step down. And then our rhythm changes here. So it's the same rhythm as the verse. Remember, we've got our 8th notes, 2 8th notes on the first B. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does that, how many times? 8 times? A ton of times. It does that as many times as there are bands. And
Yeah,
I'm not
I don't think a lot of people know yet, because in the song that you've heard, it just says band 1, band 2. But as everybody comes up with their band names, we're going to change it so as you're looking along, you see your band name show up. So does anyone have a band name yet? Has anyone decided on one? Anybody? You got ideas? My band has like 10 ideas. We're trying to narrow it down. No band names yet, but we can think of bands that we do know, like the Femme, the band that I play in with Talia. The Femme. So you'd play 2 A's, right? A, the Femme. Fleetwood Mac. Lauryn Hill. I'm running out of band ideas already. You think I was not a musician. But that's how, so that when you see the word band 1, just think that's going to be a band name once we come up with them.
Mm-hmm. And so the band, I bet you've probably heard the song before, but in case you're not familiar with the rhythm of how we yell those bands, very enthusiastic, big words, it comes right after the hits, the double hit right there. Hillary, Talia, you, me, and it does that a bunch of times. And so that's the rhythm. I'm not sure exactly how many times we're gonna do that. I guess we'll find out. So when we're practicing here, let's just do it. Let's do it 4 times. It'll definitely probably be more than 4 times when you're actually like playing it with all the band names. But just for practice sake, let's just do it 4 times. I just really hurt my hand. I just slammed my hand down on my piano because this is the life that I've chosen. Hillary, Talia, Sonic Youth, something else. And then there's a 5th one. So say we had 4 bands, we would go through it 4 times. Woo! And then on the 5th time, on the last time, after we've said all the bands, there's the classic, the iconic, woo! We all rock. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 measures. So that's counting to 4 twice. So if there's 4 bands, we hit those hits 4 times. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah. Woo! We all rock. And so after rock is when we come back in on yet another chorus. And so we don't even switch notes for that one. We are already on our A. So you're right where you need to be. You don't need to put your hand anywhere else. Keep it where it is, but change the rhythm. We're going to go back to the quarter notes because we're singing the chorus again. So we all know the chorus. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up with the beat, not tear each other down. Here comes the bridge. The bridge is the same keys and the same rhythm as the verse, but the words are different. Hey you, yeah you, you're amazing, it's true. Hey you, does it twice. Yeah you, you're amazing, it's true. And then we go back down for a 4th chorus. There are a total of 4 choruses, so get used to it. Hey you, yeah you, you're amazing, it's true. 2nd time. Yeah you, you're amazing, it's true. We build, and so right after that we go straight back down to the A. It's true, we build each other up. Another chorus, and it's just the chorus again. Not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down. And then that's where it goes to the outro, which is the same as the intro. Lucky us, just hit those E's again, that the double hit on the E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's 4 or 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the 5th time, instead of hitting the 8th notes, I would personally recommend just one really big one, because it's the end of the song. Now, this is where you can get all fun with it. This is the most fun part, is the ending. You can hit your E down here. You can hit your E wherever you want. As I'm sure you've noticed, there are several E's on your keys. There's an E down here. And you can hit them all, as many as you can at once. You can take, I've never figured out like the least painful way to do this, but you know what? Being cool is sometimes painful. You can bring your hands. I like to use just like the tips of my fingers right here. It kind of burns a little bit, but you know, these are the sacrifices we make for rock and roll. And so while you're hitting this crazy ending, your drummer's probably gonna be making lots of hits. Your bassist and your guitarist are gonna be wow, 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 wow. And so this is where you get crazy. There are no wrong notes. And yeah, hit it, kids. And that's the whole song. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone want to go over any one part? Because we can totally do that, and I would love to go over some parts that could be clarified.
I can play the song again where we paused it at the roll call. You guys want to try to play through the end of the song? Does that sound like a challenge?
Beginning, maybe? And go through. Should we just go through it a couple of times?
Yeah, we could start at the beginning. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think we could
Let me
start
get it queued
at the
up.
beginning. And we'll do it, a couple times. Now, when we're going through it together, make sure you're kind of keeping track of where you might be having trouble, and then ask us about it, and we can go over it and clarify it, because that's what we're here for. Let's get it. Hit it, Hillary. Build each other up, not tear each other down. Drummers carry in. Ah!
We're here to rock, we came to roll, making some noise, taking control. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We came here to get loud, showing up strong and proud, saying yuck to the status quo. Here we are putting on a show. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up, not tear each other down. Roll call. You're amazing. It's true. Hey, you. Yeah, you. You're amazing. It's true. We build each other up, not tear each other down. Sing it with me. We build each other up, not tear each other down.
Nice. I think that was great. So does anyone have any part that they're like, and would like to repeat or have explained just a little more in detail? We're here all night, and by all night we mean until 8 o'clock. Anybody? Anybody got something? We got.
I have a question. If I do have hands big enough to cover that, but
Yes.
is it better to use two hands just because it might be easier? Is there a preferential way, or is it just unique?
That is a great question, Jack. Thank you for asking. So if you do have adult-sized hands, which I barely have, but if you do happen to possess hands that can hit an octave, then I would recommend hitting an octave if you can reach it, if it doesn't hurt your hands. And then, Hillary, Talia, what do you guys think about me talking about triads? Are we ready for I got a thumbs up. I'm gonna talk about triads in a second.
But I was just gonna say that oh man, just left my brain. Oh yeah, so sometimes, Jack, if you're gonna do like those octaves and you're playing them way down low, it might get muddy with what the bass is playing. So if you are practicing by yourself, yes, use both hands, play as many of the notes that you feel comfortable playing. But when you're with your band, you might actually think that, ooh, my E up here and just like two notes, that sounds better, or that sounds better.
These E's play these E's?
Yeah, play up on your keyboard. Mm-hmm. So okay. like we said there, you have multiple E's.
Moody, dark ones.
Yeah, and Moody's great too. I mean, if your band is going for like a heavier sound, you might want to play lower on your keys. It is preference. It is all about preference. But a lot of times, guitars are kind of in the middle, bass is down low. So a lot of times, keyboards, if you want to stand out, you play up higher, play a higher note that someone else is not playing. So it all depends. It all depends your preference. And then the same goes for sounds. If you have different sounds on your piano, you can try playing this same song in the same notes, but play it with like an organ sound or something different. But yeah, for those that feel comfortable and ready, Courtney can show us a chord of voicing. It's your 3 notes, 1, 2, 3 notes you can play instead of just doing your 2 fingers. 2 fingers is a great way to start, but the triad when you're comfortable. So let's learn the E triad.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Talia. Talia is totally right. Make up your mind with where you want to be on your keys once you've kind of like gotten the vibe down with your group. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys a really cool extra special secret. It's actually not a secret. It's actually really common in music, but I'm going to show it to you and we're all going to love it. It's going to be a great time. Check this out. So you don't need full adult hands to play this one. You do need big hands to play an octave. But this one is only, instead of spanning 8 steps, it only spans 5. So I'm gonna take this guy and we're gonna hit the keys. So the first one I'm gonna show you guys is an E major triad. And so the characteristics of a triad are you've got your root note first. So this is an E triad, which means our very bottom note is going to be an E. So if you're trying this out with me, go ahead and hit an E. If you're using your right hand, use your thumb on E. Any E on the keys. And then, so the 3 fingers that we're going to be using for a triad, the ones that you want to use are your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. So take your second finger and your ring finger and put them away. And it's just these ones. It's your 1st, 3rd, and 5th finger because it is the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note in what is an E major scale. Did you guys see that? I'm like, whoop. So the second note that you're going to play with your middle finger is A flat or G sharp. It's the same one. It's the center black note in your group of 3 black notes. So your thumb is on E. Your middle finger is on this center black note. And then finally, your pinky is going to be on B. So we already know where B is. B is the very top white note in this cluster of 3 black notes. B is this top guy, aka a half step up from A. And so playing those all together, you'll have your thumb on E, and then your middle finger on G sharp, which is the center black note, and then your pinky will be on B. Look at Talia's screen. Talia's playing it beautifully. So a triad is a really good way to make your sound a little bit fuller while not having to reach as far. So now that I've taught you the E triad, something that I like to do is to play a triad in both hands. It's a really easy way to use both of your hands at once. So you're using, you feel fancy, you're using both your right and your left hand, but you're playing the exact same notes. And so if you've got your triad in your right hand, your thumb is on E, your middle finger is on G sharp, and your pinky's on B. So that means with your left hand, it's the opposite. Your pinky will be on your root note, which is E. Your middle finger will be also on G sharp, and then your thumb will be on B. And then if you play them both together, it should sound something like this. Doesn't that sound nice? So this is not required. If you're like looking at me like, huh? Don't worry about it. You can stick to your single notes. You can stick to your octave with your pointer fingers or your thumbs or whatever you're using. But if you want to get a little more advanced, then I would recommend trying out some triads. So the next one, I'm going to show you the 3 triads that are used in this song. So we've got E. And then I'm going to, yes, Talia.
Does everybody have their E triad? Let's just make sure, because it's easy. Even if it feels weird with your hands, do you have your E triad? Okay, cool. Let's do the A.
It's really easy too if you write down the notes. For me, it's always helped me to write down notes vertically from bottom to top. So I like to write my notes. If I'm just scribbling them on a piece of paper, I write from root up. So I would write E, G sharp, B. So you can look at it and kind of visualize where you're putting your fingers. And then also if you're writing it down, I would also recommend putting the number finger that you're using for each note. So next to E, I would write a 1. And next to G sharp, I'd write a 3. And then next to B, I'd write a 5 because that's my pinky. Any questions? No, we're good? We are Gucci indeed. All right, so I'm just going to show you the notes for the A and the B triad. So let's get down with an A triad. So once again, here's my right hand. I'm going to start with my thumb on the root note. Our root note here is A. So here's your cluster of 3. And then right down below this top black note is A. So we've got our thumb on A. We've got our middle finger, the next note, is on C sharp. So if you know where C is, we've got our double black notes here. That means C is the bottom one. Not the black note, but the one below the black note, the white note right here. That's your C. And so C sharp is directly above it. It's the black note right next to it. So we've got our root note, A, middle note on C sharp, and then your pinky will be on E. So you know where your E is. And then we count up, we go up to E with our 5th finger. So our notes are A, C sharp, E for that triad. Are we good on that one? Any questions? Clarification? We're good? All right, here's the last one. This one is a little tougher because it has not 1, but 2, count them, 2 black notes. So if this is a B triad, then our root note is B. So take your thumb, stick it right down on B. And then our 3rd finger is going to be on E flat or D sharp. So we've got our double black notes here. and D sharp or E flat is, if it's a flat E, then it's below our E, and since it's D sharp, then it's above D. So that would give us this one, the top of the double black notes. B, D sharp, and then our top note is also a black note. It's the black note directly to the right of the one your middle finger is on, also known as F sharp or G flat, but usually F sharp. I've never heard anyone say G flat. So our notes are B with your thumb, D sharp with your middle finger, and then F sharp with your pinky. It's the bottom one of the three. So all together, we've learned E, A, and then we go up to B. So then if we're playing This Is the Rock Camp song, we'd play it like this. And then we'd have our quarter notes here. So that's fully optional, but if you want some practice, if you want a little pizzazz in your piano playing, I would recommend going for your triads. Any questions? Any comments?
I think it can feel intimidating, right? Especially when like the changes come up. But just keep practicing, because if you miss the change, that's okay. The whole song is still going. You can jump to that note, right? And just find where you are. But just like if you're going to practice this with your band, but when you're practicing at home with the song, press pause. You know, practice just the intro until you feel really comfortable playing that. Then practice just the chorus till you feel comfortable with that. And then it feels less intimidating. But I do think the triad is awesome, and I encourage everybody to eventually get to the triad when you're playing the camp song. But if you still just feel comfortable, you can just do two notes, right, Courtney? So like instead, if you don't feel comfortable reaching all three notes, you can just do the 1 and the 3. So on your E, it's your E, right? And that note right there, your A flat. So if you don't want to do all 3, 2 sounds cool too. So just mess around, do with what feels comfortable. Mm-hmm. Courtney, do you have any good like finger stretches or wrist workouts that you do to cool down and to warm up?
Here's what I do before every time I play piano. I shake out my hands because your muscles get tight. Thank you for shaking out your hands with me. Shake them out. Get your shoulders. Playing piano is not just about your hands. The muscles that control your fingers are all in your forearm. They're in your shoulders. You've got to stretch your whole upper body. It's your whole body that engages when you're playing piano. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm standing up. And I would encourage you to stand up when you are jamming. When you're just practicing and chilling, you can totally sit down. But when it comes down time to rock and roll, I would encourage you to stand up, because you're engaging your whole body. You can jump around, you can do some spins, you can do whatever you want as long as you're playing the piano as well. So yeah, I like to stretch my fingers, just stretch them out. Again, don't do anything that hurts, but make sure that your hands are all warmed up. And warming up literally means warming them. You know, we kind of use warm up as like a getting ready, but you literally need to warm your hands, because if your hands are cold, they're slow. Things that are cold are slow, and things that are warm are fast. So you got to warm up, you got to shake them out. I could teach everyone Hannon, but that's kind of a whole nother thing that we need to learn. So I'm gonna maybe leave that for another time. But cool. You know what is a really good exercise is just a C major scale. Can I show everyone the C major scale? How do we feel about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it. So the rock camp song is in E major. So don't get it confused. These are 2 different major scales, but C is the easiest. The reason C is the easiest is because there are no sharps and no flats. It's all white notes. So I want everybody to start on, how about middle C? Everybody knows where their middle C is at. It's the C that is in the center of your keyboard. No matter how many keys you have on your keyboard, there's always going to be a middle C. Here's mine. Here's my keyboard. And here's the C that's in the middle. And so the notes in a C major scale, you just need to go up every white note from C to the next C. And then you can go back down. Now, this is a really good practice for fingers because I'm going to show you the exact fingering that we use to do this one, because you can just use one finger and you'd be playing the right notes technically. You could go, bap, 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 but that's not really a finger exercise. That's kind of just, you know, playing your scale. That's cool. That's good if you're practicing your scales. But if you really want to warm up your hands, I'm going to show you the fingering. So again, we like to start with our thumbs on our root, which is C. And then I'm going to ask you to play every next note with your next finger. So it'll go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to stop at 3 because something crazy happens after we get to 3. We go C, D, E, and then this is where it gets pretty crazy. We play our 3 and then we cross over the next note. Instead of using your 4th finger, use your thumb again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you do the same thing when you're coming down. Use the exact same, don't even move your hand. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross over with your 3rd finger. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Any questions? Does anyone want to see it better? Talia's doing a great job showing us where to put your hands. And you can do it really slowly at first. Again, if you want to work on timing, doing your scales, doing a C major scale with a metronome is a huge, really, really great way to practice, to get your fingies all warmed up, to get yourself, you know, kind of in the zone, in the musical zone. And that's again optional, but a really good idea. So that's what's up. That's
Cool.
how it is.
So we're about running out of time, but real quick, let's just go through and say either if you have a favorite piano player or a favorite genre of music. And I'm going to urge you to listen to that music or that person tonight or tomorrow and listen to their piano playing. So Courtney, who's your favorite piano player?
My favorite piano player right now is Chick Corea. I see some nods. Chick Corea is a fantastic jazz musician. He's like a jazz, you know, OG guy. He's one of the best pianists in the world, and I watch him fly across the piano, and I'm like, I don't even think I'm playing the same instrument. So that's me. That's who I choose.
And I choose Aretha Franklin, and it's not a lot of people know that Aretha Franklin plays piano, but she rocks. So I'm going to listen to some Aretha. Anyone else got an artist or genre? Aaron?
Nina Simone, Miss Nina Simone, definitely. She's an amazing classically trained pianist, right? And then did so much for civil rights and stuff like that. And I just think that she's amazing. So, Nina Simone.
Hillary, how about you?
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson, and Willie Nelson's sister actually plays keys on most of his albums, and she plays, I don't know if you call it honky tonk. I don't know what style, maybe Courtney, you know the name of the style, but it's a, yeah, honky tonk. So it's just, it's a very interesting style, and yeah, I just grew up listening to that kind of music, so I always hear those keys when he's playing.
What about you, Kashmira?
My mom plays piano all the time, and so does my brother, and so it's just kind of a thing.
Cool. Do you have a favorite piano player or a favorite genre of music?
No.
Awesome. That's cool. All of them. How about you, Kaya?
I don't know. I'm kind of a everybody, everything kind of person.
That's important because there's so many different styles of piano. You never know what will inspire you. If it's pop music, if it's Elton John, if it's the honky tonk Hillary's talking about. And how about you, Django?
I can't really think of anyone specific, but I listen to like almost everything too as well.
Sweet. How about you, Jack?
Tori Amos, Nick Cave, and I like all of Brahms's concertos.
Classical, right? Yeah. So what I encourage everyone, even if you're just hanging out and listening to the radio and you don't know what's on, start to listen for piano parts. And it might be a piano part. It might be a synth line. And if you're, Courtney, do you have a synth on your piano right now?
I don't have a thing synthy, but I have no, not right now, unfortunately.
We'll show you. In our future videos, we're going to show you different sounds, but you'll hear like a little pew, 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 pew. You're like, what's that? It doesn't sound like a guitar. It's usually a keyboard. It's usually a piano. So if something sounds really cool, and then just start listening, just start paying attention and be like, ooh, I can hear that, and count, practice the rock camp song. Does anyone have any last minute questions for Courtney before we go?
I want to ask about stage fright because I think that's really important. You know, some of us are worried about making videos and being nervous. So you perform on stage a lot. What do you do to get calm before you go on stage?
Well, one thing that I always like to remind myself is that everyone is here to have a good time. Nobody is here to judge you. Nobody is here to look at you and nitpick what's wrong. Everybody is here to have fun, and that includes you. So even if you feel a little nervous, that's totally normal, but channel that into excitement. You might shake a little bit and you'll be like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm just shaking. And that means I just have to play the keys even harder because I might be shaking a little bit. And so I just gotta pound those keys. That's why I like to stand up, actually. You'll see me standing when I play keys a lot, especially when I perform. And it's because sitting down can kind of make you smaller. And it's when you're performing, you don't want to be small. You don't want to be, nervous and tucked into your keys. You want to be loud and proud and take up space. Thank you. Yes, indeed. And that really does help kind of mitigate that nervousness that you have when you remember that I'm here to be loud, specifically to make noise. I'm here to be rad, specifically. It doesn't matter if I hit a wrong note because there's no wrong notes. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening to the wrong notes. They're here to jam, and I'm jamming. I'm the one who's jamming. I am the jams. You are the jams. And that's what's most important.
Cool, awesome. And Courtney's got some awesome videos on YouTube. So check out Courtney's videos if you want to hear what they do with their voice and also with their piano playing. And then, like I said, listen to your favorite music and start to pay attention to those piano lines. Thanks everybody so much for coming to your lesson. Your next lesson will be live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.